And when I look at working with clients in fitness, in business, in relationships, this has just been my experience in my time. I fucked up a lot, man. Initially, when I started as a coach, I was that douche. I was the guy that was trying to beat people up, make them puke, make them so sore, that, they come back the next day and like, oh, you sore today? Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't. Perfect. That's a great workout then. See, you're making progress, which is totally ridiculous. I mean, after my first year of coaching, I started to realize like, oh my God, I should have to go back to all of those people I trained my first 6 months of training and apologize to them for being that guy, right? And then the second year came around, I got a little sharper, started to understand the clientele, started to understand how to assess and evaluate a little bit more, get a better baseline. And then, as I started to move on in my career, I got to that point where you finally realize, you finally discover what you don't know. Now you finally know what you didn't know. There's like this conscious incompetence, like, okay, I need to get better at these things. So I'm gonna circle it back to what should be happening in coaching and what a client should be focused on, or a consumer should be focused on when looking to improve something. And again, this works in business, it works in firearms, it works in fitness, works in relationships, whatever. And it starts with basically skill acquisition. You have to understand what the skills are that you need to acquire, but there's some basic skill acquisition, and that takes time. That is not going to happen in one session. Yeah. It's not going to happen with one session plus some dry fire. It's not going to happen in one session, 3 sessions, this person that buys the 4-pack of training sessions because it's the special or the 5-pack. Look, what you're going to get is a really good introduction to what you don't know and the skills that you need to learn. That's what those sessions are really about, like learning what you don't know. And what I mean by that is learning that these are the things you're going to need to work on. So once I've started kind of to build these skills, then I get to work on those skills. And again, so I built this foundation or these fundamentals of like, oh, I need to know how to squat. But I don't have a lot of skill yet, right? Yeah. I need to know how to handle my firearm. I need to know how to draw from the holster. I need to know whatever it happens to be. There's all kinds of fundamental things you need to know. And then there's the skills that go along with making those fundamentals better. So it starts even before skill acquisition. You have to understand what the fundamentals are. You have to have a base. Then you move into skill acquisition. And then once you do that for some time, and you have a high level of proficiency, you're still trying to build proficiency, again, in your business skill or whatever else, then it turns into mastery, right? Then I'm trying to work on the mastery of those skills. And that's when you're taking it to the next level. And that would be maybe equivalent for kind of in the broad sense, like going from a white belt to a brown belt, right? To ultimately being a black belt. I mean, it takes 10 years for this to happen in, say, jiu-jitsu, if we're using that as an example. Over that time, I'm building and building and building and building, and the mastery finally starts as you get later on down the road. And when you earn that black belt, you're basically being presented with, well, you have learned, you have finally attained the level of master at this. But that's the best part about any black belt you talk to, they'll never stop. They just keep trying to get better and better and better. The problem I see is people are trying to be black belts, like in their first month or two of firearms training, or their first month or two of fitness training. And that's creating a problem, because I think what instructors are trying to do are get people there because they think that's what they have to do in order to keep them hooked and keep coming back. And that's what we're seeing on social. And that's what we're seeing and hearing from people out there. And it's a problem. It's a problem.